All right, Coach, first question.
Just generally, how do you feel like the spring went?
Spring was awesome. Got a ton of work done. 15 great days. Compete level was fantastic. Strain level was fantastic. Mental ability for a lot of our young guys to execute our offense, defense, special teams. A lot of individual work. So we, not even just spring, from January when J term ended till now, we've had an awesome offseason.
Um, at this point, would you be able to rate where the defense is compared to your offense?
Yeah, I mean
What's
defense
working?
defense is ahead of our offense. Offense made some dents in that this spring for sure. Um, Times that our offense actually did some really nice things against the defense. Times that they were explosive against our defense. Overall, our defense is a little bit ahead of our offense, but we got 9 starters back over there, so that should be the case. And we've been, we were number 1 in the league on defense a year ago scoring defense. We weren't close to being number 1 in the league scoring offense. So we have a lot more work to do on offense, but we're very excited about where our offense is going, and also very excited about the next step our defense can take, and our ST should be really, really good.
How
Go
would
ahead.
you characterize your quarterback situation at this point? If you had to do a depth chart, how would it look?
Yeah, I mean, the depth chart right now, clearly Brett's number 1, AV number 2, Maddox number 3. Obviously, Maddox just getting here in January. Maddox has had a phenomenal short window here with us. He's got tons of reps. He's got a high ceiling. AV's also, which we'd expect with all his game experience a year ago, like totally different AV this fall. Took a giant step forward, throw in, like commanding our offense, and again, just kind of picked up where he left off at the end of the year. So he's getting much better, and tremendously excited to have Brett back, healthy, looking like Brett, and guys playing around him at the level they can play, and Brett will put up really, really ridiculous numbers for us next year. So that's the goal. We play good around Brett, and we feel like we've got, a 1A, and then we feel like we've got 2A and 2B and 2 really, really capable backups. So I feel as good about our quarterback situation as I've ever felt about it in 31 years of coaching.
You've had some input along the wide receivers with some guys coming in. How's that looking?
Yeah, it's interesting because we came back and Miles Marshall's the only wideout that caught a ball for us last year that's returning. So obviously, the 2 young guys, Reggie Virgil, you saw today, played some on ST, was a gunner, obviously made some big-time plays today. And he's had a great spring. He is just scratching the surface of who he can become. He's just at the end of his freshman year right now. And then Javon Tracy's will be a redshirt freshman next year because he redshirted. He had an amazing spring. He had a nice run and catch on silence. So 2 young guys really stepped up to the level we thought they could, and probably beyond the level we thought they could at this stage. They both had fantastic springs. Those 2 young guys and Coach White spent a ton of time this spring. Corn Williams came in as a high school senior, got his feet wet like most high school seniors. He looked like a high school senior a lot, but he's going to be in position to help us in the fall. And then obviously Gage and Joe Wilkins. Joe Wilkins was out today, but Gage and Joe Wilkins, two guys we brought in as older guys because we only have 1 older receiver in the program right now. Really, really had nice springs and caught the ball and ran routes and can do so. From where I felt in January about our receiving core to where I feel now, I'm very, very excited about where our receiver group is, and they deserve the credit. They did the work in the weight room. They did the work preparation offseason. Coach White put in the time with them. Coach White has set some fantastic expectations in that room, and they really, literally, if you say, hey, who had the biggest jump this spring, the receiver groups, no doubt, was at times dynamic this spring. And I was just hoping, could we be good enough based on what we had coming back? They were a group that if you saw them all healthy in practice, it's like you got a pretty good group of wideouts right there.
Was it part of the plan, get back to the QBs for a minute, was it part of the plan just play Brett 1 series today?
Yeah, no, Brett's got nothing to prove to me or anyone else who knows anything about football. So he's had a great spring. He's healthy. We were going to get him a rep. His parents are here. We're going to get him a series. If his parents weren't here, I wouldn't even give him a series. I know what we have in Brett. The nice thing with Brett is he's always trying to take his game to the next level. He's never satisfied, even though he's accomplished a lot already in his football career. His leadership, his direction of offense, we told him in January we're going to put a lot more on his plate with in-play decisions, not so much pre-snap decisions, but some post-snap decisions, and put more on his plate to maybe take some pressure off some other groups, use his brain more. So he's loved the idea in January, totally bought into it. We have a lot on his plate along with AV and Maddox, but Brett's obviously at the stage of his career he can really handle more. and him creating an offense that he can orchestrate and command things on the field from his different position groups, but also make decisions that will force the defense into making some decisions of what direction they want to go. So he had an unbelievable spring. Obviously, he was coming off his ankle injury, rehab that. Our training staff did a great job with him. But now he's fully healthy and he had a monster spring, and we're doing some things to put more onus on him to be the main guy in our offense, and he's really taken that and run with it.
It's a pretty fair turnover on the offensive line. I think at fall camp it's going to be important to get these guys together and gel for the
Yeah, really, we just lose Shafe and Rusty, and that's that's fine. We got guys that are dying to play. You got Jados back at left tackle. You got Sam Vaughn, who's going to be cleared and healthy. He's not quite cleared and healthy, but Sam was our starting left tackle. So we actually got 2 returning left tackles now. We got to figure out where they're going to play because I see them both being starting for us, so they obviously both can't start left tackle. We got time to sort that out in fall camp. And then you've got Borders and Holsky back on the right side. So really we got, even though we lost 2, I feel like we got 4 returners, and then you got a number of other guys that had really good springs. Chuck Nank had took a giant step forward this spring. Brandon Lawhorn Moore, we call him Beef. It's a lot of you say Beef than Brandon Lawhorn Moore, had a really great spring. Drew Terrell had a great spring. Ben Jackson had a great spring. Big John from transfer from Kentucky had a really nice spring and showed improvements. Now, no one's at the level we need consistency in that group, but to find one more lineman out of that group, we got about 4 or 5 guys that probably fighting for one starting job and then being some quality backups.
Do you have a date for fall camp?
We do. It's like, I don't know, it's like the first Wednesday in August. I don't even know what we do. Yeah. So I think it's the first Wednesday in August.
All right, text me when you find out.
Yeah. I have it. I just got to look. I could tell you if I had my phone on me, I'd tell you right now.
all things considered, you came through spring pretty healthy.
Yeah, no, we're ecstatic where we at. We had one transfer corner come in that was going to really help us, and he had a tough injury before spring ball started. Other than that, we're in really good shape. A lot of it has to do with a little bit of luck, and a lot of it has to do with their January, February, March conditioning and strength, where their legs are ready, their bodies are ready to take. We banged as hard as we banged in spring around here in a long time, and their bodies held up really good. So again, just the thing for me is just obviously Lakota West, local kid, came here, was told by everybody, including me, wasn't good enough to play Division I football, right? Because he doesn't have a scholarship. You can say whatever you want. We recruited him, and we love Cy, and we got good ties to Lakota West. But again, when you don't offer a scholarship, you can say you love him all you want. And he still believed I can play at this level, and then him and Coach Breakin and Coach Bland just done an unbelievable job. And he's like one of the best. I have a lot of great parts of my job. One of the best parts when you see a kid work that hard, and his teammates now he's the happiest, but his teammates are so happy for him today just because he's.
How heartwarming was
Yeah,
that?
yeah, no, it's
They
awesome.
swarmed
Yeah,
him.
it's awesome. But again, just show everybody, like Michael Dahl, who never talks, look at me, he's like, that one's well deserved, Coach. And for Michael Dahl to say it, Michael Dahl don't ever he's like, that kid deserved that. And it was just like a no-brainer, So awesome to be. That's, like I said, the best part of my job is moments like that. So.
I was going to say, as you said out there, that's one of the great joys of coaching.
Yes, no doubt. See a kid earn it like that and have that moment, and he's going to continue to do great things for us. So.